Hi, Timothy here. Last time we started a mini food tour in Kyoto, starting from wagashi or traditional Japanese sweets, to ramen, and even traditional Kyoto cuisines. This time, because Kyoto is famous for its matcha, we are going to try out various matcha flavored and matcha themed sweets. So let's go check them out. We will start at the small cafe tucked away from the busy main street, and we are looking for their French toast. It is a French toast on a skillet, covered with matcha powder, topped with vanilla ice cream, and matcha syrup on the side. So let's drizzle all of the syrup onto the toast. Now that it is ready, let's cut a piece and try it out. That's hot. The crust is pretty crunchy, but the inside is quite soft and custardy. You can definitely taste the matcha, but it's not sweet, so you get the sweetness from the vanilla ice cream and the matcha syrup. Next up, we are going to visit a cafe that won a couple of awards, with a beautiful view as well. If we are talking about matcha sweets, it won't be complete without trying Matcha Parfait. And this is not just any Matcha Parfait. This is a dark Matcha Parfait. It seems full of dark matcha ice cream. It is so full that it was hard to pull out the spoon. So let's start with the dark matcha ice cream. That's a very thick dark matcha, but it has a nice balance between the bitterness and the sweetness. There are some toppings on the side, like mochi balls, blocks of cakes, and matcha grass jellies. Normally parfait has a lot of layers with different toppings, but the whole glass of this parfait is filled with matcha ice cream. There are a few more toppings underneath, including red beans, but the rest is filled with matcha ice cream. It's delicious, but it is a bit too much for me. Moving on, we are going to try one of traditional Japanese sweets, Warabimochi, which is a mochi made from broken starch, and it is covered with matcha powder. It is usually eaten with brown sugar. You can either drizzle it or dip it in. The warabimochi itself is slightly chewy and it is very soft. It dissolves quickly in my mouth. But the matcha powder is a bit too much, so I guess I have to get more brown sugar, so everything sticks together and get a little bit of that sweetness. Next up, we are going to this unassuming place that turns out to be a fancy tea place, with a nice ambience. Over here we are going to have assorted matcha sweets. There are 5 different kinds of matcha sweets, from ice cream, cheesecake, biscuits, jellies, and layer cake. Let's try the ice cream first before it melts. That is a really strong matcha flavor. It is delicious with the right balance of bitterness. Next, let's try this matcha rare cheesecake. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's good and it is well balanced. You can still taste the cheesiness and the creaminess of the cheesecake, and at the same time taste the bitterness of the matcha. As part of the set, they also give matcha biscuits and a couple of jellies. A milk jelly and a matcha jelly. Last but not least, the layer cake. That's nice. I think there's some kind of red beans inside, which adds a nice crunch. The cake is soft, moist, and the matcha cream is not overly sweet. A cup of tea is included to cleanse your palate. Our last matcha sweet will be a souvenir that you can get at most tourist places in Kyoto. And we are looking at Matcha Baumkuchen. Baumkuchen is German's traditional cake, which means tree cake, because it resembles the rings of a tree. And then it gets adopted and become popular in Japan. Now let's try our last matcha sweets. That is so good. It is very buttery, sweet, and you get two different kinds of flavors, matcha and soy milk. The sweetness came from glazed chocolate on the outside. I highly recommend you try it because you can easily find it in any souvenir shops in Kyoto. And it is a perfect item for snack or gift. So that's the end of our matcha tour. Although we had 5 different kinds of matcha sweets, we barely scratched the surface. There are tons of dessert shops to choose from in Kyoto. And there are many other matcha sweets that are not included in this video. Like this matcha shake vending machine, or this roll cake filled with matcha cream that was sold at the traditional Japanese sweet shop, or matcha tiramisu that I had last time. The options are endless. But that's gonna do it for now, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.